guys once again. Now I'll be discussing the video solutions of question number 161 to 165 of AIPMB 2015. Okay, question number 161 says we have a rod which is supported by two knives, and the separation between the knives is D. And the knives are given as this A, this is B. Center of mass of the rod is at a distance of x from A. Okay, this is given. So we have to find the normal exerted at the point A. Next, if we draw the free body diagram of, we don't need to draw a separate free body diagram of it. Anyhow, at that point we have to find the normal at this point A. Okay. So what we'll do is consider a talk about this point, about the point B. Since it is in equilibrium, we can say the talk about point B should be equal to 0. Okay. This implies that torque of mg should be balanced by torque of normal at A. Okay. Whatever torque mg provides has to be balanced by the torque of the normal provided at point A, because torque at point B should be equal to 0, because the point of application of the force passes through the point at which we want to find the torque. This implies that mg times the distance is d minus x should be equal to normal times d. The distance of the force exerted to the normal is d, right? The normal becomes mg times d minus x upon d. This is the normal exerted at the point A. Okay, so the option mg is W only, so the option C is correct. Option 3 is correct. This was question number 161. Next, move on to question number 162. For question number 162, compressibility of water is given. Compressibility is equal to 1 upon beta, or we can say bulk modulus, and this is equal to obviously strain upon stress. Okay, so we can say strain is equal to compressibility. Okay, compressibility times stress. Stress is pressure. In case of liquid, it's only pressure. Pressure into compressibility, and pressure is nothing but rho g h into compressibility. So we have to find this is the strain. Okay, just put the value of rho g h and compressibility, you will get the strain. 10 raised to 3 into 10 into height is 2.7 into 10 raised to 3 into compressibility is 45.4 into 10 raised to minus 11. What is the strain? The strain is nothing but change in volume upon original volume. Okay? Now if we simplify this number, you will get 1.22 into 10 raised to minus 2. That means that the strain provided, the fractional change in the volume is nothing but it's 1.22 into 10 raised to minus 2. The option 2 seems to be correct. Okay? This was question number 162. Now let's move on to question number 163. For question number 163, two particles of mass m1 and 2 move with the initial velocity u1 u2. They collide. On collision, one of the particle gets excited to the higher energy after absorbing energy E. Final velocities are v1 and v2. Okay, it's a pretty obvious question. Initial energy is provided to the system. Final energy, we know the system's final energy, and the change in the final and initial energy is the energy required to excite the electron from one state to the other. Right? So we can say that some initial energy is simply half m u1 square plus half m2 u2 square. It's m1, m2 u2 square. Okay. This should be equal to, some part of this energy goes into exciting the electrons, that is given as E, plus rest goes into the kinetic m1 v1 square plus half m2 So this is the relation of energy conservation. Okay. So just shuffling this, taking this epsilon to the left hand side, you'll get option 2. Option 2 is the same as this. So the option 2 is correct. This was question number 163. Now let's move on to question number 164. Okay, this question is Kepler's law in circular motion. So we have to find the value of k. Kepler's law says t square is proportional to is equal to k times r cube. We have to find the value of k. Okay, this value of k comes from centripetal acceleration mv square by r. Therefore, centrifugal force should be equal to g m upon r square. Okay. So from this relation we can write v is equal to, now m gets cancelled, r gets cancelled, v is equal to root over gm by r. So this is the velocity orbital if a particle is orbiting around an object of mass m, capital M, and a satellite of small m is orbiting with a radius r, and the velocity should be equal to this. Okay, so you can write time period as 2 pi r upon v, and that is equal to 2 pi into r. R is r. V is root over gm by r. That is equal to 2 pi into r raised to 3 by 2 upon root gm. Okay. Now if we square both sides, you get t square equal to 4 pi square upon gm into r. Now comparing these two equations, we can say k is equal to 4 pi square upon gm. Okay. So this is your correct answer. This is how k varies with mass and gravitational constant. So just by shuffling this equation up, you get option 1. The answer will match option 1. This becomes gmk is equal to 4 pi r square. So the option 1 is correct. Okay. This was question number 164. Now let's move on to question number 165. A block of mass 10 kg moving along its direction with a constant speed this is subjected to a retarding force this much. Find the change in kinetic energy. Okay, this is a fairly easy question. If a particle was initially moving with a velocity of let's say 10 meters per second, and the block weighed 10 kg, and there is a retarding force exerting on the particle that is equal to 0.1x newtons. Right. Okay. So if a force of this much is acting and the particle travels a distance of 20 meters, from x is equal to 20, particle travels from x is equal to 20 to x is equal to 30. Okay. So first we'll find the work done by this force, and we know since it is retarding force, then we can say the work done is always negative. Okay. So work done will be negative, that is equal to minus of integral 0.1x into dx, where x changes. This is work done equal to f dot dx, where x changes from 20 to 30. That is equal to minus 0.1 into x squared by 2 with the limits 20 to 30. Just put the values of x as 30 and 20. Just put the limits as 0.900 minus 400 is 500 by 2. Okay. 50 by 2, that is minus 25 joules. So the work done by the resisting force comes out to be minus 25 joules. Now, what will be the final kinetic energy? From the work energy theorem, we can say work done by the external force is equal to change in kinetic energy. Okay? And we know the work done by the external force is minus 25, and K initial is half mv square, half into 10 into 10 square minus final kinetic energy is we don't know. Solving this equation, I'll get K final as, oh sorry, it should be K final minus K initial. Okay. It should be K final minus K initial, that is equal to 10 into 10 square. So this is 50, this is 50. So we'll get K final as 25. Okay, shuffling this equation, we'll get K final as 25 joules. So is there an option? Okay. It's 1000, this is 500, no? Minus 25 equal to K final minus 500. Okay. Now, K final is 475. Yes, there's an option. Okay, so the option D seems to be correct. So, thank you guys for watching the solutions of 161 to the 165 questions of AIP 2015.